Hey everyone, I am Bianca. Welcome to my channel.
I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
For the first DIY, I am using this Dollar Tree chopping mat 2-pack. I am actually going to use both of them to make this DIY. And I'm also going to use this round family sign from Dollar Tree. For both cutting mats, I measured about 7 inches, so that's the length I'm going for, and I marked that off. I know you don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm about to explain. And now I'm going to take one of those mats and hot glue it all around this family sign. So I know you see that big, or you'll see it right now, the big oil stain on here because I used glue gun to take off the little sticker, the tag. And yeah, you probably wouldn't want to do that. Just try to use a hair dryer. I've tried doing that and sometimes it just doesn't work for me because it didn't fully dry. So, and I was going to use the other side, but I couldn't remove that family sign either. But in the end, you really can't see it too much because I put stuff inside of this. So just make sure you are putting a thick line of hot glue as you go and glue that around that sign. So you could also use anything round that you have available. There are a lot of different things at Dollar Tree you could use. So I got the inspiration for this from Hobby Lobby. I saw something just like it, and it actually, once I'm done, you'll see, it kind of looks like a lamp in a way. And I was like, man, you could actually put so many things inside of this. So the one from Hobby Lobby actually looks similar to this. It has like a stand, so it's kind of like elevated on a candlestick like mine is going to be. And except the part that I'm gluing right now, that outside round area is more detailed at Hobby Lobby. So now that I have that whole side done, I'm just going to overlap it a little on each side without having to cut off the sides and just hot glue the other side on. So now that I have all that done, you can definitely see the hot glue. So you can cover this up with anything you like. There are so many different ideas that I can think of as far as different ribbons or fabric. And I'm sorry, my kids are in the background talking really loud and the TV's really loud. You don't know how many times I tell them every time I edit, I don't care if you talk and all that, but just don't scream. But you know, sometimes they forget. Anyway, so what I have here is a Dollar Tree sun hat. So I love to use this. It's really pretty, and I just have strips of it because I've used most of the hat. So basically you can cut off a part of the hat and you can just rip it apart and it comes off super easy. So I'm just gonna hot glue this on top of here to cover up all of this hot glue. Once I finish the bottom, now to cover up the sides, I'm going to use 3 strips of the hat. Alright, so I have all of that on, and you see how you can see that oil stain right there. So now what I'm going to do is use this Dollar Tree candlestick, and I've had it for a while. I've used it for multiple DIYs, and a little part of it broke. I think it was originally black, but I have been painting it for different things. So now I'm going to paint it black again. So now I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom of the lantern. And as you can see, I did paint the bottom black. You're not really going to see it, but I just wanted it to look finished. I'm adding hot glue all along here, and it's easier when it's upside down to see if it's in the center. And then I'll turn it back around. Inside, I have 2 different candles as far as height goes, and just a flower pot with greenery. The hydrangeas on the sides are from Dollar Tree. I just found them, and they're actually in the fall floral section. So the whole point of you being able to see inside of the lantern is so you can put some really pretty lighted LED candles in here. You know, the fake ones. Of course, you don't want to put real candles, and it will look so pretty, especially with the lights off. Every season they usually come out with these really long signs, and I always like to pick some up for DIYs. So as you can see, this is the Easter one. What I'm going to do is turn it on the back side, and since that foot is kind of sticking out, I'm going to remove that, and we're going to paint this whole side black. I just used a black matte apple barrel paint from Walmart, and I'm now going to use these 3 Dollar Tree signs as shelves on the big Easter sign. So we actually just got back from softball lessons. That's why I'm wearing a different t-shirt, if you're wondering. This is just like the mascot of my daughter's high school. But anyways, I'm definitely keeping the wooden beads from those 3 signs, and I'm actually going to use them in a later DIY. And I'm going to hot glue those down about 6 inches apart, and I also painted the inside of the signs white. I wanted to start something new on my channel. I decided throughout the video I'm going to be shouting out my viewers who comment below in my videos. So stay tuned throughout the video. I'm going to start doing that just to show my appreciation to y'all. Now I'm going to take this 100 pack of Dollar Tree skewers. I'm going to use them on the sides of these shelves to kind of make it look like they're hanging from them. But of course we know they're not. Don't worry, I'm going to show you a way that I will reinforce these shelves so they don't fall. They're going to be about 5 inches from the top to the bottom of the shelves. Okay, so I have them all done on each side, and excuse my little mess at the bottom. I have a pink basket that I have next to me to put the trash in there as I'm DIYing. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and paint the sides of the shelf with my hazelnut chalk paint. I was going to just leave it white, but once I put it all together, I didn't really like that it was too white. So I'm gonna go over it with this, but then once I do that, I still don't like how brown it is. So then I go over it with my cashew chalk paint, and after that I was happy with the way it looked. Shout out to Abuelita P65, which she goes by Pauline. Girl, you know who you are. Thank you so much for always commenting. She has been watching me and commenting for over 2 years now. So girl, I appreciate you. The last thing I needed to do to these shelves is add something to the bottom for support. I'm not going to put nothing heavy on them, just so it stays secure. I'm going to add hot glue to the side and the bottom, so the jingle piece is secure and glued down to the bottom of the shelf and to the sign. If you don't like the color of the Jenga pieces, you can paint it black so it blends in with the background, or you can paint it the same color as the shelves. Everything I have on each shelf is from Dollar Tree except for the little picture on the center shelf. I got that from the thrift store a while back. I don't even know if I can call this next one a DIY because that is how simple it is. I picked up these two unique detailed plastic bowls from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue them onto each other. So I've seen some really pretty expensive bowls that look like this. Once you see it done, you'll see what I mean. And I thought, oh, I could easily glue those together and spray paint them. Shout out to Rachel Craig. Thank you so much for commenting all the time and always sending such sweet comments. I appreciate the well wishes from my last video after I got sick, and I really hope you're feeling better. And I'm using this dark brown burnished amber color, and this one is actually hammered. That just means that it leaves sort of a texture on it or over it once it dries. I did not think I was gonna like this one as much as I do. I just think it is so unique and pretty, and just think what spray paint can do to a plastic bowl. It's so pretty. I just added some Dollar Tree hydrangeas in there, and I kind of left a little opening in the center just because I thought it looked nice like that, but you could also fill them up completely with hydrangeas. Onto DIY number 4, I have 3 4x6 frames from Dollar Tree. Once I remove everything, I'm left with the little tabs on the sides. I always remove those with my stem cutters, very gently pulling them out to the side, and they come out real easily. Now I'm going to hot glue them side by side just like this. This is basically going to be a window pane, so I'm using the skewers that I used earlier, and we're going to glue these down in the middle, but I'm going to turn the frames around to the back side so you don't see the glue. And we're going to make a trellis for the center frame. So as you know, you want to glue down the skewers diagonally, and so I'm going to do the left top corner and the bottom right corner first. I did get a ruler to help me out to see about how far I wanted to space them, and I measured about 2 3/4. It doesn't have to be perfect, so after I was done, I was just thinking, okay, I really didn't need to use a ruler, but you can if you want. To reinforce the skewers, I'm adding glue on top as well. I cut some smaller pieces to add in between on the frame. I had to think of something because I was like, wait, how am I gonna glue the skewers the opposite way diagonally? Because they're not gonna, I'm not going to be able to glue them onto the frame because it's lifted right in the center. So what I did was just add those, and I was able to add glue on top of that. I hope this makes sense, but you'll get what I mean once you see it. So once I add this skewer right here, it's the same level as the ones in the center going diagonally, and then I can just add glue to the small little skewers on the sides, because all I want to do is keep glue on the frame. I don't want to add any glue in the middle of the frame where you can see it. So this is done. Now what I'm doing is just finishing off the sides of the frames with the skewers, and this is gonna basically help hold the 3 frames together. For the side frames, I'm gonna make them look like shutters by using these giant crab sticks from Walmart. So all I'm gonna do is turn the frames back around, cut them down to sides to fit inside of the frames. Right where the glass sits inside, that's how I'm gonna set the crab sticks inside. Shout out to Rosemary. I'm not gonna try to pronounce your last name. Where are you from? I haven't asked you that because I was trying to pronounce it right now and I was like, no, I don't want to mess it up. So let me know where you're from. You have such a unique last name. But thank you so much, Rosemary. You always comment the most sweetest comments ever. And I really hope you and your husband are doing great. And as you can see, I did leave gaps in between just so it looks a little more like shutters. And now I'm going to hot glue everything down, again adding hot glue to the insides of that frame right where the glass was at. All done with the giant crab sticks, and so far I love the way it looks. You could also stain the skewers and shutters if you like. So now what I'm going to do is add a basket to the bottom underneath where the trellis is at. This was a gold Dollar Tree basket and I had painted it black a while back. So what I'm going to do is add this to the bottom, sort of like a planter outside of a window. And I'm also going to add this cocoa liner inside. So I have another one already cut in half. And I'm just going to place that in there just to give it a pretty brown color. And that way the flowers don't fall through as well. And I'm going to just stick it in there. I'm going to use some zip ties to tie this to the frame at the bottom. I added command strips to hang this up. All I did was add them to the sides of the frames where the shutters are at. I completely forgot I wanted to add some Dollar Tree greenery to the trellis area. So that would look really pretty. Again, I added hydrangeas to the bottom. For the 5th and final DIY, I'm using these Dollar Tree drawers. They're made out of wood and this is how they come out. What I'm going to do is remove the drawer and turn it around so you can't see that butterfly. And what I'm going to make is a little drawer box. My original plan was to have 6 of these together and I think that would have looked so pretty, but I have been searching around everywhere for these drawers and I just cannot find them right now. I actually found these in Austin, which I live in Houston, about 3 hours away, and I found these in Austin when I went to go visit my husband. So I got lucky, I only found 2. Okay, so I'm gonna paint the outside and inside of these drawers with my cashew chalk paint. The last shout out in today's video is gonna be for Delia. Thank you for commenting for over a year now. I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. Now I'm going to take some Amazon beads. I have them linked below in my Amazon store. And again, I always tell you, I have only purchased this 1,000 piece once and I've had it for such a long time. I'm going to take some of those and use my antique wax with them. And I'm also going to paint some of the Jenga blocks as well. So I am doing it the messy way. Yes, you can add the wax with water and mix it, stain the water basically to a brown color, add the beads in there and let them sit for a while. I just kind of don't have time for that. When I make videos, guys, it takes me, I don't know if it's something different with me. I'm just so into the details, but sometimes a video can take me like 5-6 days. I see so many other DIYers post like 2-3 times a week, and I just don't know how they do it. I wish I had that speed, I guess, to do things that fast, but I just can't. I'm gluing the knobs onto the front of the drawers, and then on one of them I'm going to glue 4 of them down on each side underneath one of the boxes, and then I will glue the 2 drawers together. Now I'm going to add the 4 legs to elevate the drawers.
I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes.
And I just thought it'd be fun to add a couple of hydrangeas inside of the drawers, but you could leave them closed if you want to and just add maybe some jewelry in there, whatever you like. I think it would look even cuter, like I said, if you could do a 2x3 piece, 6 of them, you know, all together. That would look super pretty. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know which one was your favorite, and I'll see you in the next video.